Hispanic Heritage Show. I'm Valerie Cavazos. Lots of fun tonight. Here's what's on tap.
First, we head over to the studio of KRQ and meet the Latino man behind the mic from the JohnJay side of the JohnJay and Rich Morning Show.
I have fun. Nothing bothers me. Maybe this show, when it airs, is going to bother me because I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Then a bit of reality TV as we go behind the scenes for the grand opening of a very different restaurant on the South Side and watch the chef prepare a couple of their signature dishes. The Hispanic Heritage Show is sponsored by Cox Communications, Touchtone Energy Cooperatives, and Precision Toyota.
Precision Toyota of Tucson, your best decision for 50 years.
Morning radio man JohnJay's father always told him that if he found a job he loved, he'd never feel he'd work a day in his life. Well, he found one, and in a city he calls home. Take a look.
Turn on JohnJay and Rich in the morning. Hear today's best music now on 93.7 KRQ.
It's 7:23. It's JohnJay and Rich with today's best music, 93.
There was a time not too long ago that the pleasant voice you hear on KRQ wasn't on the air at all.
I was 26. I was about to get married. And I was just miserable.
Miserable because funny man JohnJay wasn't happy working in sales at a San Diego radio station.
So my wife says to me, she goes, what are the two jobs that you'd want to do? If you could have any two jobs in the world, what would they be? And it was Saturday Night Live, write or perform for Saturday Night Live, or have my own radio show. And she said, which one is attainable? And I said, well, my experience in radio is that getting a morning show is going to be impossible. I probably have a better chance of going to Saturday Night Live.
So off he was, determined to earn his shot at SNL, starting with an audition at an improv group in LA.
Most of the Saturday Night Live performers are groundlings. Improv troupe like Will Ferrell, Lisa Kudrow, Conan O'Brien, Phil Hartman, they all were groundlings in Los Angeles. So I went to the groundlings in Los Angeles and auditioned and got accepted and trained with them and became a groundling.
A radio GM liked JohnJay's work and offered him his first radio gig, and he was off and running, doing morning shows in some pretty solid markets. It was time to call his friend Rich and come home to Tucson.
Contest here in the next 10 minutes.
JohnJay was never one to assume something can't be done. He says he just never knew enough to not reach for the top.
I was on the Rosie O'Donnell show, I was on the Maury Povich show, I hung out with Rod Stewart, he sang my name in a song. I mean, it's so bizarre. Oprah Winfrey has called our show twice. I mean, these are things from just being stupid and not knowing, you know. So many people in life say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna send Oprah this thing, see if she'll call us tomorrow. Oh, come on, that won't happen, she won't do that. So many people do that, but I was too stupid to know. I just did it.
But JohnJay will be the first to tell you he doesn't do it alone.
Our crew is like the cast of Friends. We are all friends. I mean, Rich and I and our wives hang out all the time. Carrie has a garden in the backyard, and everybody has a different row of their favorite fruits and vegetables in their garden. It's really cool. We're all friends. Everyone knows their role on the show, too. You know, when it's time to get work done, it's time to get work done.
It's 2005. Thank you.
I really think it's magical. I mean, we have people in this building that have worked in some of the biggest radio stations in the country, and they just seem to get it.
And it's an extremely diverse group of people at the helm of the KRQ morning shift.
We are the melting pot of morning radio. You've got me, half Mexican, half Dutch. You've got Rich, full-blooded Italian. You've got Carrie, she's half Jamaican, half Irish. You've got Jeanne, she's 100% Korean. Obi-Wan Kenobi, half Irish, half Mexican. I mean, it's an amazing little mix. I don't think there's anyone like that. Most shows are white, blue-eyed. So when I bring up something on the air about my background or going down to Santana and having a carne asada or a piñata, I think that relates to people listening because that's what they're going through as well, too, you know. I think what's funny is funny. And if you have that Mexican sense of humor with the American sense of humor combined, I think you really got something there. And that's the key. That's the key to success to targeting the Hispanic market, the new Hispanic market, which is the Mexican American, the Chicano, you know, that whole whatever you call me. What am I? Mexican American?
Don't laugh. JohnJay is often thought to be white and overhears some pretty interesting conversations when people assume he can't understand Spanish, like one involving two Mexican guys in a sauna.
And they were talking in front of me in Spanish because I'm a big old white dude with green eyes. So I turned around and I laid them a couple stuff in Spanish and they crapped their pants.
Does it bother you at times or you just have fun with that?
I have fun. Nothing bothers me. Maybe this show when it airs is going to bother me because I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Hey, so maybe you're wondering what's in the future for the JohnJay and Rich show? Glad you asked.
Our show is on the way to becoming Arizona's morning show. We are going to be based out of Tucson. and they're going to send our show over satellite to Phoenix, to Flagstaff, to Yuma. Every city in Arizona we want our show to be broadcast on. That's it. We don't need the LAs, we don't need the New Yorks of the world, but we want to stay in Tucson and put our show out all over the place. We want to be Arizona's morning show.
We're not done with JohnJay yet. When we return, we head to JohnJay's home where we meet with his mother, Elvia, to find out more about their mother-son relationship. One question I wanted to ask: did she expect JohnJay would go into entertainment?
I thought he was going to be pumping gas. I don't know how he got into it, and just because they let him be who he is, I guess.
You know, my mom, she just got out of the institution. You know, I will tell you this. I think my family was really concerned about where I was going. Really concerned.
The personal life of JohnJay is common knowledge for the thousands of listeners who tune in to the JohnJay and Rich Morning Show on KRQ. He's comfortable talking about just about anything. So to really learn the man, we went straight to his mom.
My house, my dogs.
JohnJay's jovial persona carries into his home life.
Come on in.
Although now his audience is his wife, Blake, his two sons, Kemp and Jake, and dogs, and his mother when she visits from California.
Oh no, I don't know where the grandmother is. She's never around. I'll take care of her. Oh, here she is.
All kidding aside, JohnJay adores his mother. Really adores her.
Like a lot of people are afraid to kiss and love their parents, and I'm not. I love my mom so much. Huh, Mom. Don't you love me?
I love you too.
Can we kiss me on camera?
Yes,
A bit over the top, maybe? Not for the gregarious JohnJay, who spreads the love around his family. JohnJay was on the receiving end of a lot of love from his mother, who he says used to sing him to sleep as a boy.
We always sing this song. Every morning my mom would tuck me into bed and she'd go, Allá en el rancho grande. Let's do it for her, Mom. Allá donde vivía, había una rancherita.
That's not true. Don't be lying in the camera.
His mom still pampers him.
Chile rellenos.
This overgrown boy even got a cool toy from Mom on a recent visit.
Dance for Valerie.
Does he clean? Does he dress you? Does he?
I'm working on it.
Did you see that movie, I, Robot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just... Okay, sorry. Got a little sidetracked.
JohnJay was raised with a love of his Hispanic culture and is excited to share the same with his children.
Growing up with the Hispanic love and not knowing it, now I look back now and I look at all the Hispanic love and all the excitement and all the things I was a part of. I would love for them to be a part of it. I don't think there's a better way to grow up.
JohnJay feels the Mexican culture is still a big part of his life.
It's a big part of my life because we're in Tucson. I mean, I think Tucson's like 95% Hispanic or something, isn't it? That's who I am. I don't know different. I mean, I don't know.
Your first language was Spanish?
My mother would sit me in front of Sesame Street and teach me how to speak English.
Some of his funniest early moments actually were gifts from his mom's creative grasp of the English language.
The problems I had is learning English from my mother and then learning words that she would tell me that I thought were the normal way of saying the word. And then when I would say the words out in public, people would look at me like I was an idiot. And I'd be like, what do you mean? That's not how you say it? And they'd be like, what are you trying to say? And then it was very humiliating. She used to tell me there's a, Burger King has these sandwiches called specialty sandwiches. And she would bring them home. I'd go, what's this, Mom? She goes, oh, it's a specialty sandwich. I'd be, oh my God, it's the best sandwich I ever had. And then, 10 years later, I'm going through the drive-thru with my friends. And I'd be like, can I get one of those specialty sandwiches? And they'd be like, you mean specialty sandwiches? Yeah, one of those too, that'd be great.
But little JohnJay used to get his poor mother back for all that, sometimes literally in her back.
I felt a pain here and I looked and it was a dart. And I saw him from the corner of my eye going and hiding. He had gotten a Q-tip, put a needle on it, a straw, and he hit me right here. I wanted to kill him then because there was no need for pain.
But surely, now the grown-up version of JohnJay has mellowed.
When I come here to visit and I'm going to bed, He comes out running as big as he is. He comes running from the bedroom with a Santos mask, like the Spider-Man mask, but he has a Santos mask and runs in just to see. I know it's him. I know he's coming because he does it every night. He still scares me because it's just this mass of.
And JohnJay wonders why his mother is a little reluctant to move to Tucson.
And for some reason, my mom refuses to move back here to Tucson. Refuses. Help me. Help me.
JohnJay away for a bit, I got to ask his mom to describe her son.
He's got the biggest heart you can think of. And I'm gonna cry. Oh, yeah, that's it.
Obviously, you guys have a great relationship, right?
Yeah. Yes.
She's crazy. You're trying to get me to cry, but it's not gonna happen. Because my mom really is mentally, she got a problem.
So life is pretty good these days for JohnJay, a man who wouldn't complain even if he had reason to.
It's been pretty much fun. It's been pretty smooth sailing.
As for Mom?
I just know it's been a wonderful ride.
Good luck on getting your mom to move to Tucson, JohnJay. So a new restaurant just opened on the city's south side, but what makes this place intriguing is how the Far East meets the Southwest. Be right back. When friends heard Michael Lopez saying he was opening a restaurant, most of them just assumed he meant a Mexican restaurant. But Michael felt that folks in the South Side already get plenty of traditional Mexican fare, so he decided to offer an interesting alternative while still keeping the Latino influence. Our cameras were there, reality style, to capture the feel of opening night at the Wok and Sushi on 6th Avenue. And as you can imagine, it's never a piece of cake.
We're expecting people at 5 o'clock.
If you guys don't have table numbers memorized.
Manny, make sure we got gloves. Everybody's doing everything right, okay? It's just our little kind of grand opening party that we're going to have. We're hoping to get a couple hundred people through here. We've been flyering and telling people about it, so hopefully it'll be a good day. What happened?
Do I need something that extends the other one?
Like a ground? I got a 3-pounder, hold on. Problems. We really had a problem with our buffet. It didn't get put in time.
We could not get a power to it because we didn't want to damage the floor that's here at Shakey's. We left the original floor. We didn't want a saw cut. So our big problem was trying to get electricity from out of nowhere without running a cord over the floor to it.
And then we'll just try and get a mirror. We'll have to pull these back off later. I'll call my wife and have her bring a mirror for me. Oh, you know what, Sarah? You have a mirror by any chance? Can I borrow it? Can always count on girls that have great stuff. MacGyver didn't succeed by himself. He had a great woman behind him somewhere. Here we go, picking up after kids again. You gotta love it.
There was paper cups of theirs that were all over the restaurant, throughout the whole place. And instead of just saving and putting in one spot, they would leave them everywhere and just get a new one. It was driving me nuts because things were everywhere.
Those little paper cups, the Pepsi paper cups to go, I keep finding them around everywhere every day. But whoever does, I'm gonna start charging somebody $5 when I catch that. It's yours. I'll match your lipstick color to the straw too.
I use those because they cost money, don't they?
Exactly. Actually, they're free. Pepsi loves me. I'm joking.
But I just have a bottom line thought that people have a choice of where they want to spend their money, where they want to go. And if you don't make their place the best it can be, they're gonna go somewhere else.
How's it going, man? Oh, is that where that panel goes? That inside panel?
Yeah.
Everything good? You ready? Yeah. Okay. You sure?
We were kind of panicking because we had sushi chefs lined up when we first were getting ready to open. And then all of a sudden the 2 guys we had lined up found jobs somewhere else. And it was like a week and a half, 2 weeks before we opened. And I was freaking out. And Mr. Han came from out of nowhere. It just worked out great. He took over and we got everything and we were ready to rock.
That looks good, Manny. Is it on already?
Yeah.
Come on. No, it's not. God, how much do I love you guys. Freno Electric rocks. They take care of me.
one of our electricians from Freno Electric ran everything straight down from the ceiling right into it. So it's still there right now. And they're building a really nice stanchion that's going to go around there to hide everything. But he saved the day plugging it in. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to use our buffets.
You gotta love it when some stuff does go right.
There's always something that's going to get you, and you just overcome it. It makes you laugh about it at the end. You freak out while it's happening, but at the end of the day, you kind of laugh about it and move on.
How you doing, man? Good.
Where do I put this?
Actually, we already have beef, so put it in the back. We'll top it, put a date on it, and